That wasn't the shock to me. The shock to me was this. The president went missing for a whole day and crept back to Washington and made a craven speech written by Karen Hughes that he should have retracted by now. That we were left under open skies by NORAD. That we were betrayed by our intelligence agencies, the CIA and the FBI, who hadn't bothered to realize that incubated in our own society was the deadliest of enemies. That these enemies were further incubated by two state systems, that of Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, who we had been educated by our elite to consider as friends, as moderates. A gigantic betrayal on a historic and colossal scale, accompanied by the most appalling impotence. I can't forget how helpless the country felt that day and how abandoned it was, and I never shall, and I don't think anyone ought to be able to or be allowed to. All of you, I'm sure, read Mr. Woodward's book on, or two books on the origins of the war and the consequences of it, where he relies very heavily on Mr. George Tenet of the Central Intelligence Agency. I'll make this my encapsulating anecdote, if you like. You can always tell who's helped Bob Woodward, because if you're described as the aspirant, tough-minded son of hard-scrabble Greek immigrants, you're one of his sources. That's the case with George Tenet in this case, and there are other reasons why he gets good treatment and why his quotations are put in quotation marks, quite a rare privilege from Woodwardiana. Well, we know what the first remark made by the director of our Central Intelligence was in the immediate post-9/11 epoch, the first few seconds of it actually, because we know what he said. Gee, said Mr. Tenet, I hope it's nothing to do with those guys in the flight schools in the Midwest. Okay. Does this man deserve a Medal of Freedom, do you think, on his retirement? Should he not rather have been impeached? Should he not have at least been dismissed? Should he not, in fact, probably have been prosecuted for criminal negligence? No, because it must not be admitted. And therefore, it's left for us to face the fact that this is an army fight that's going to need volunteers. We cannot, in fact, delegate this to our leaders or complain when they get it wrong. It's going to call upon us and the